now we move up to our upper brackets, 2 and 3. And we will continue. So, Mame.
Performances out of them. Whereas on the side of Team Mame, who just been able to show us some pretty solid turnaround in their play again.
At the moment, that is not our focus, Cthulhu. Our focus is going to be on the 4 teams in front of us. DRG, KZ, Mame, Haibu, going in to our next game of Cash Out. Not a 3v3, but we'll get another one soon. Sis Horizon, ladies and gentlemen, lock in. This is going to be an interesting one. We've already had an HLL flashed on the scoreboard. Rest are running HML. Cthulhu, take us in to game number 7 of the day.
Game number 7, yeah, with Mame kicking it off with the HLL lineup. They're looking to really try to keep up the momentum going as rapidly as possible and try to reinforce the heavy as much as possible. But in comes already the winch. Busel, unfortunately, not having particularly a fun time with as part of Haibu as well. And KZ are the ones trying to get rather proactive about the play with the gateways coming on in. The V9S unfortunately doesn't really connect just as well. And well, Haibu completely demolished here right off the ripper.
Yeah, Haibu going down, and considering they were one of our top teams earlier in the play day, not saying that they're completely out of the race just yet, but that was a rough team fight for them. Mind you, this is most of our Asia regions going up against each other. China, Japan, sorry, not Japan in this one, China and Korea, mostly for this matchup. But Vault 2 still under contention here, Cthulhu, a little bit slower on this backside on the east of the map. DRG and Mame slugging things out a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, DRG obviously wanting to really get their mojo back as well after an absolute whomping that they received from the Korean/OC representatives as well. And, well, straight off the rip, already we do get... Oh my days, hello! Dim getting stuck in the vents as well. Completely shut down. Door stuck, in fact. And, yeah, the SA-12 is certainly going to be a bit of a jump scare element here, I have a feeling.
I did see a KS-23 at the start of this game. I didn't manage to catch who's running it, but realistically, it doesn't really matter at this point in time. DRG doing what they do best, getting aggressive in this cash-out format. And my God, Dim already collecting names with that revolver. The R357 absolutely hits in the hands of somebody who knows how to use it. And this man definitely knows what he's doing with one of those in his hands. But DRG right now, they're in contention of the first vault. KZ on the other side for another one. And Cthulhu, I'm not really surprised if I have to say it. KZ winning their first match of the day. DRG getting a second, ultimately then moving all the way through to the first 3v3 where they lost, as we know, to Mogwason. So they have a little bit of vengeance here that they're wanting to come and find, and ultimately doing so at the moment, getting aggressive. But this is where they thrive. Cash out is their game mode, and ultimately their strategy definitely highlights that. And I think is definitely their favorite.
Yeah, there's big opportunities here already, straight from the get-go. KZ already getting started, or pardon me, rather Haibu, as already the steal to keep on going through, trying to keep it all nice and steady. The barricades there, unfortunately not enough. The glitch grenade is also coming through. Mame joins the fight now as well. The steal might actually happen. The M11 was starting to go to town, but just enough to push on through. The SA-12 starting to bring on in. It does claim one. Busel is gone. Mame is the one to try to steal it all away, and as of now, the M11, is that enough? Yes, it may just be. No, KZ getting to stick around. Well, rather DRG instead, and well, an attempt just galore. It's a meat grinder. Whoever touches the vault box gets absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, ultimately, whoever goes up against Dim gets destroyed as well. But Latte showing us how the movement difference can come out. Also, one correction for everybody who was asking before. We do have Japan. Mame is Japanese. I was just in the moment, and I did forget, so I apologize. But yes, great bit of gameplay here. DRG locking in their first cash out. KZ as well, finding one relatively uncontested, mind you, Cthulhu. A little bit of what was happening with Mogwason before, but essentially just a little less hectic for this one, and ultimately a slower paced matchup, I think, as the Asias now start to settle. They want to play that little bit more strategy game, which I know in OC isn't as common, considering we like to do the ping and swing. The red barrel, great damage. Ultimately not a kill, unfortunately, but Agan does find himself quite low. Myungtan does go down ultimately to UQI on that cutoff. And realistically, KZ, a great entrance to that fight, but not enough to find them a W just yet. But a good little position in the corner there. Almost nets a kill. KS23 is in play. But Latte takes down Shuai, and DRG are minimized to just one-man stand.
Yeah, Boom will have to stay alive for as much as possible. Agan looking to try to get at least some pokes going on, but yeah, you are very much correct here, Proto. Without the Chaos Theory, that is the OCE roster in any capacity, yeah, it's a much more of a steadier, much more of a slower, maybe a slightly more calculated of a matchup going on. Well, calculated, I say, it's more so DRG and KZ enjoying a bit more of a paced down play, and then certainly so able to really keep up the control. Not much of a contention either to come on in, both for Mame as well as Haibu. Things are looking a little bit on the grimmer side, though I say that Mame now in contention for the second place if they're able to secure this vault.
We just haven't really seen them getting enough traction, but we speak of that. Haibu now looking to try and get this steal, but from above, UQI is going to be able to deny really quickly, has forced them off for now, and we see another team coming in from underneath here to play this neutral fight, possibly get some exits. Not too sure on the exact plan here. The Goo tries to deny, but they jump on down. The winch is missed. Hang on, Cthulhu. They can do this.
Ooh.
The Ancient Fuse is keeping him alive, and Haibu have managed to steal it right from out of underneath the noses of KZ. That winch just not connecting. That is huge if you're a Haibu fan.
Absolutely, yeah. A phenomenal turnaround here. Haibu being able to get themselves on the point. UQI as well out of the equation as well. And that's, well, a little bit of an extra money to come on through. KZ now forced to really play their cards a little bit steadier, though still on the top position, though Julia Rice, unfortunately, unable to really save the rest of the team, but gets to just walk around for a little bit longer. 7 seconds before both of the players are back up and running. B9S, though, well, pardon me, what am I saying? The revolver in the hands of Dim. B9S will be almost at this point considered heresy, the way how he's been playing it. And honestly, well, A is now going to be yet another opportunity for, well, some more chaos to be brought on in.
Great plug too, mind you. Great use of the gateway. Pretty much an instant plug there for DRG, looking to get things running on again. But we look at the scoreboard currently. Very even peggings across the board. Kills really being the only thing separating the teams right now. And if this keeps up, it could come down to exactly that, Cthulhu. It could just be kills. But KS, in the hands of Busel, that is an insane pick that you don't usually see. But the shots are landing, and if it's landing, you can't really hack it. Slug shotgun in the hands of the right person. Definitely a damage maker, deal breaker. Passes the vault on off to a teammate. Youngtan will get the plug. And Haibu put themselves back in the driver's seat to find to another vault of their own with DRG off screen. But they will just steal away first here ever so slightly if they manage to get away with this vault. But it's now going to be KZ attempting to steal away from DRG, what they have so rightfully worked hard for in this current moment.
Such already vertical starting to come on through. It's an absolute meat grinder once again with the C4 play to try to just keep the hands of KZ away. DRG trying their absolute darn best to just keep on playing for the verticality, keep on playing for the play. The winch is not enough. It's not there, though. Shuai continues the damage. Again is the one to get rid of Dim, and that's one of the big damage dealers for DRG. Gone and out. Boom needs to stick around. His C4 is going to be key here as well to keep things down as the steal coming on through. UQI is there with the glitch grenade to try to keep it all rolling, but not enough. It might just be the steal for KZ.
They've denied. They've managed to get them off. DRG have kept it to themselves, but a steal off screen. We've seen Mame come out of the woodwork. He have lost that vault off screen now. The smoke barrel attempting to help here as they go for another steal, but it's a dive on in. We've seen players dive in and dive out. The gateway play is insane here. The Goo denial, it's pushing them off. They're struggling right now. They don't even need to get kills realistically. Shuai's going to find one. It's UQI there to protect, but is it enough time? No, it's not, Cthulhu. I don't think it is. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. DRG, very close, mind you. Some great play around that cash vault. Cash box is going to net them the victory there, but ultimately it's now Mame fighting for their lives here against Hebu on the other side of the map.
Yeah, Haibu continuing their pressure despite the fact that they're on the bottom of the leaderboard at the moment. They still can be an absolute menace to deal with, and with DRG being so damaged up, it's all down to Boom to try to do anything. It's up between the Korean and Japanese representatives. It's a full-on meat grinder once again. It's an attempt to try to retake it all, but at the end, it's all done and dusted. Mame are able to stick around.
You've got to love to see it, Cthulhu. I mean, that utility across what they were managing to do in and out of that gateway is insane. Mame squeak away with a 2,000 point difference. Sorry,